Are we live? YouTube, a message from the hottest voice in crypto. Are we live? Excuse me. All right, we appear to be live. What the deal, everybody? You are now tuned into your host, the hottest voice in cryptocurrency, Mr. Too Rich, your Southern urban voice. And this show is all about me giving my quick live thoughts on various topics related to cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and the current state of what's going on. I tend to have, I personally tend to have a view of things that is not like everybody else. Now, I'm at the point in my life right now where if whatever is happening is pumping my portfolio, let's get it. But on the same token, I also do want to make sure that I actually balance the conversation with some of my thoughts and the things that I mention and speak about. And it's kind of like I've said before, when it comes to whatever an individual believes, if I haven't said it, I'm gonna say it now. I don't care what you believe, but no matter what you do or don't believe, no matter whether what you believe is true or not true, whether it's based on fact or not, you got to eat. Your kids got to eat. You got to have a place to stay. You got to be able to take care of yourself and do the things that we need to have done so that we can be able to fully go after and support the causes and the things that we want. I say the only real color that matters is green because if your wealth isn't right, then you don't have the ability to be able to be as effective in the support of whatever cause you want, wherever you may lie, wherever you are on the political spectrum. So, in the midst of saying that, I talk about crypto because of the opportunity that I feel it has, as far as being able to get in on. I mean, we got a whole market sector that has a ton of room to grow and a lot of great spots and good investments that you can get into and get some exits, X's, X's. What is an X? An X is when your stuff is doubling. That's times. That's when your investment is multiplying. Hey, 5% here and there is okay. A 10% increase in the year is yeah. It's, yeah, okay. But for me and where I'm trying to go with mine, I need some X's. So I need some legal X's, some legal X's. So when I'm talking about legal X's, I'm talking about your shit multiplying. I've talked before about the X's that I've got off of off of chain link when I was I still hold chain link. Um, but some of the biggest gains that I made off of chain link was when I got it at 7 and rode that thing all the way up to doggone $18 before I got out and got back in at 11. Those profits went into Bitcoin. That was $50 that went shit to well over $400. So X's. If we want to talk about Bitcoin, I've been in Bitcoin since before 10. I've been dollar cost averaging hard since before 10. So let's just round it up to 10. Bitcoin is over 30 right now. It's 37 and some change before I started this video. 3X. My investments are Xing. So, and I've only, we're talking about small X's. I'm talking about eights and nines, 8X, 9X, 3X, 4X, 2X, yeah. So I'm in crypto. I'm in crypto for the X's, and I haven't got 100X yet. I haven't got 1,000X yet. But that's why I play around in the altcoin forest, but a lot of you shouldn't. But I'm in crypto for the X's. I'm in crypto for I need to build up this capital then yeah, for the X's and for the technology, which gets into what the topic of this video is: censorship and blockchain technology. Now, one of the many things that the cryptocurrency and blockchain space has and once again, this is infancy stuff I'm talking about. And this is stuff that I'm not even as familiar with, um, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. And this is one of the only coins that I'm about to talk about that I don't have a position in at the moment. I typically don't talk about coins that I don't have a position in. But in the midst of what's going on, I want to not only pose just what my thoughts are in regards to all of this, but I want to kind of pose a question of how far do you guys think we are away from IPFS services to be available? What is IPFS? IPFS, in its simplest, most non-technical way to think about it, IPFS is essentially a decentralized network, a a protocol that functions and acts using using a decentralized method of having web service. So IPFS lets you utilize blockchain technology, and blockchain technology in conjunction with multiple computers linked together to form the internet, or to form another version of the internet. If any of you guys are, are older like I am, and you remember Kazaa or Kaza, or however they used to say it, or if you remember BitTorrent, or if you remember the Pirate Bay, uh, and it's a similar IPFS kind of has that similar type of technology. Now, I mentioned IPFS and censorship because of what's happening. And we all know about what's happening with Trump and all this other stuff. And Um, right, left, that who's pumping the portfolio? So when this whole thing with Trump comes up, and then they do what they do with Trump, and then they come and hit Parler. And when they hit Parler, they turn around and get with Amazon. Amazon Web Services drops Parler. And that get me to thinking, well, IPR is IPFS, excuse me, excuse me, sorry about that. Is IPFS, is that something that's viable and scalable in this time right now to be able to take Parler, for example, and have them on a service like Filecoin, File coin, which Filecoin touts that they utilize IPFS style services to formulate, these type of things. But my thought is, I wonder, is IPFS services utilizing someone like Filecoin something that is technologically ready for a Parler app to be on, to where that Parler app doesn't have to be on, doesn't have to use Amazon Web Services at all. And I mean, like even myself, I have too rich to miss crypto on the a technologically inclined individual. I'm not a programmer, but I understand enough to get around. And if I pause and really focus long enough, I can, edit some things and recognize some things and do what I need to do. But even for somebody like me that's technologically inclined, it's a lot that you got to go through just to get it. You got to go through and really fuck with it. And if there's some highly technological people that are out there, I wonder, is this something that could actually work? And then I think about, then I think about the user experience. Would the user experience be easy? I mean, because we have to keep in mind right now, I mean, that it, if it's not cut and dried, if it's not a cut and dry process, and if people have to do more than look beyond the front of their nose, then most people are going to say it's too hard and too difficult, even if it's not, even if it just requires you to look and observe. But I think I definitely know that I'm confident that blockchain technology can solve the problem. But I guess my thought is, and my question with this particular video, is I would love to know, can IPFS, more specifically Filecoin, can a service like Filecoin be the answer to our censorship issues? And, in other words, is it possible for a major app to actually be hosted on using a Filecoin type of services, for example, which uses IPFS? Google it. Is this actually possible? Are they ready? And if Filecoin and IPFS as a protocol can be a place where you can really say what's and it's snatched off, is it is the experience good enough that that us regular non-technical people, that the regular average non-technical person would be able to have a pleasant user experience. I mean, because I have people who hit me up right now saying that they have an issue with with logging into an app that gets to be really something as simple as them not looking at everything on the screen, not utilizing the not paying attention to the user interface. You know, so so I wonder that if the technology is available, that's cool. If the well, I know the technology is available, but when I say is the technology available, I'm talking about is the technology good enough that after Filecoin or anybody like Filecoin using IPFS gets with someone like Parler, or there's probably some decentralized apps that's already out there right now. I mean, because like Stemit used to be one that was a decentralized social media platform. Don't know what happened with that. Then you got what was that other one? Then you got MeWe that's out here now. Now, and once again, there's supposed to be an end to end. And I mean, and then we got the Phoenix Social Network that's on their own servers. And but once again, I think and wonder if if dApps were built or are currently built on top of decentralized IPFS platforms that don't have to depend on Amazon Web Services to stay up, how easy would the user interface be? These aren't things, if it's not in the App Store and if it's not in Google Play, how accessible is it going to be for us to use? So that is my question that I kind of leave out there with today's quick thoughts. Is the user interface easy enough for us to be able to jump on to be able to use? And cause like I said, the average person that's on these phones are not paying attention to the user interface, but and don't think past their nose. But and hopefully we will get all of that cleared up, and hopefully there'll be something that will come about that can make sure that we can say what we want without being censored. So we'll see how this all pans out. It doesn't matter to me either way. The only thing that matters to me is what's going to happen to pump the portfolio. All of this uncertainty right now makes the markets uncertain. When the markets are uncertain, people run to safe haven assets, which is what I'm in. So hey, at the end of the day, don't do what I do. And I'm just a boring guy, dollar cost averaging into assets that I feel are going to appreciate, and over here getting the extra 2 or 3 or 5, or 9. So we over here doing that. Stay and do over there and do what you do. But I am curious: can IPFS or Filecoin be the answer to the issue of censorship and platforms deplatforming us? I'll catch you on the next one. You know how we get down over here. The only real